Understand what happened in the past and how it manifests in your life today is not a mental illness, nor is it a mental disorder. What happened in the past is no longer part of your life. It's in the nether regions, in the past, in the spirit world. And so you require a spiritual solution to heal something that's in the past because it's spiritual. It's no longer tangible. It's no longer real. It's a memory, or it's the energy around a memory. You have a hole in your soul caused by a past event. You don't have a depression disorder or a post-traumatic stress disorder because you're not mentally ill. You're carrying a spiritual illness that's eating away at your soul. The problem is this spiritual illness that you're carrying, eating away at your soul, manifests with stinking thinking and faulty feelings. But the stinking thinking and the faulty feelings aren't the problem, isn't what needs to be addressed. The problem is you have a spiritual illness. You have a past event that's intruding upon your life in the present, eating away at your soul. And if you can treat this spiritual illness and release it, then the hole in your soul will disappear and you'll be able to step back into the present and you'll be able to undo the learned dysfunctional behaviors of that stinking thinking and faulty feeling. But understand, the thinking isn't the problem. You're not mentally ill. You don't have a mental disorder. What you have is a spiritual illness. So if you have a memory of what happened to you when you were a child, or you're a veteran today looking back what happened to the younger aspect of you who enlisted to go off to fight in a war, you're carrying a spiritual energy belonging to a memory of what happened to your younger self, your inner child. This is why we call him your inner child. It didn't happen to you. You live in the present, the survivor. Your inner child was the victim of that trauma. And you carry the energy connected to that event that they suffered. And that energy is held in your soul, eating away at you. And so it's a spiritual illness attacking your soul. And you must treat the spiritual illness and remove it from your body. And Trauma Recovery Anonymous is the only program I know that's available today that allows you to break free of this spiritual illness. By the same token, if you're worried about the unknown future or circumstances in your future you think might be beyond your control, that isn't a mental illness. That's an emotional disturbance in your life. You're stepping out of the present where your life is to focus on something in the future. You're not mentally ill. You're still looking at this with clarity, but you're looking at it with distorted clarity. You're trying to deal with something in the future with your mind perfectly sane, but you're looking at the wrong focus. You're focusing on something that hasn't happened yet and may never happen. It's not a mental illness. You don't have a mental disorder. It's a emotional disturbance in your being. And so to get rid of that emotional disturbance, you embrace this program, Trauma Recovery Anonymous. This program enables you to break free of any depression disorder or post-traumatic stress disorder or anxiety disorder by understanding it's okay to be sad and mad about past events, and it's okay to worry and fret about future events, but you don't live in them. You don't go back and try and find your meaning and purpose in the past event. It didn't happen to you. It happened to your inner child. You don't try and find meaning and purpose in what might happen in the future because you may not wake up tomorrow. Your life is here in these 24 hours, and your focus and your attention is to be put firmly on these 24 hours only. And you don't bring the past or the future into the present. Your present is right here, right now, with your family and your loved ones, and your goals and your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations, and your job and your resources and what you can do today in this moment in time. The only time you have right now in these 24 hours is this 1 hour here and now. This 1 hour is your present and future all rolled together as one. You're alive for this 1 hour now. Listen to my voice on my podcast. And if you can take these words in and see the truth of these words, then what you have achieved in the last 5 minutes will be mind-blowing for you. You'll realize I'm not mentally ill. I don't have a mental disorder. I have a spiritual illness that's eating away at my soul, and I worry about the future, and everybody worries about the future. I have to stop worrying about the future and focus on my present. And I'll just try this Trauma Recovery Anonymous program. They're available on the Amazon platform. I buy both books, Healing Any Trauma Memory and Trauma Recovery Anonymous. I complete the work of these two books, and suddenly I'm free of the past completely, free of the worry of the future, to live fully in the present moment in this 1 hour. What would that be like? Can you imagine if I could let go of all of the past, all of that feelings and anger and frustrations of the past, realizing it's none of my business. It never happened to me. It happened to my inner child. And my inner child wants to leave this plane of existence, but he can't leave until I give him back his baggage. He can't step into the light, into the mansion prepared for him in our Father's mansion, until he has all his baggage. And I have to let go of the baggage and details of what happened to him and give them back to him. And once he takes it, he's gone. He leaves this plane of existence, and suddenly I'm free to live my life in the present moment. And if a therapist or a friend asks me again about the past and how it makes me feel, I can say, yeah, no, it didn't happen to me. It's none of my business. My inner child has taken all that baggage and stepped into the light, and now I only carry the memory of what happened to them. I have the memory of what happened to them. I feel sorry for them, but it happened to them, not to me. It's none of my business. And if you as my therapist now can help me live my life fully in the present, they're well and good. And if you can't, I'll give a new therapist. The past is none of your business. It happened to your inner child. This is the truth that will set you free. The future is none of your business because it might not happen. You may not wake up tomorrow. You may not wake up in an hour's time. You only have this moment in time, and you're to live this full moment of time fully in this present moment. So you soak up my words. Maybe play this back 4 or 5 times. Let my words sink into your psyche. Understand you are not mentally ill. You are not having a mental disorder. If you're having a chemical imbalance, it's because you've plied yourself with so many medications, living this lie that you have a mental illness when you don't have a mental illness. Stop answering that question, how does that make you feel? Because it never happened to you. It's none of your business. It's the same way if you and I are friends and you broke your leg and someone asks me, how does that make me feel about how you broke your leg? It's got absolutely nothing to do with me, with you breaking your leg. Your inner child suffered the trauma, not you. It didn't happen to the person you are today, and you only exist today in this moment in time. So what happened to your inner child has nothing to do with you whatsoever. They fought their own battles, and they overcame their battles, so you'll be free today to have a life beyond their wildest dreams. And they don't require you to go back and give life to that they overcame. The past is none of your business, and the future may never happen. Your life is to be found in the present moment only. So please understand, you're not mentally ill. You don't have a mental disorder. If you were diagnosed before with depression or PTSD, no, you have a spiritual illness. You have a hole in your soul. And that hole in your soul eats away with you, causing the manifestations of PTSD or depression. But PTSD and depression were never the problem. And if you stay stuck in PTSD and depression, you're staying stuck, focusing on the feelings and the thinking and not focusing on this problem, which was the spiritual malady, the spiritual illness, your broken spirit, your wounded soul. That's where the solution is. You find a program like Trauma Recovery Anonymous and you heal the hole in your soul. That takes 2 hours to complete. Once you could do that, you'll see your inner child step into the light with all their baggage, and you're free to live your life as a normal, boring human being. You then take on the 12-step program of Trauma Recovery Anonymous to undo the learned dysfunctional behaviours of that diagnosis. Knowing that you were never mentally ill, you don't have a mental disorder, you break free of that old stinking thinking, you make amends and restitution to those around you for neglecting them or blaming them, and you get back to live a life fully in the present moment. It's a very simple program for complicated people. What happened in the past didn't happen to the person you are today, therefore it's none of your business. Depression and PTSD are manifestations of the stinking thinking and faulty feeling caused by the past trauma, the memory that's eating away at you. They're not the problem. You keep staying in depression and PTSD, you'll never get well. You'll get worse over and over because you're treating the wrong thing. How you feel isn't the problem. The problem is what caused you to feel that way, and that's a hole in your soul caused by a past trauma memory. And if you're going to heal the hole in your soul, you must remove the past trauma memory from your psyche. You do so by giving it back to its rightful owner, your inner child. Your inner child suffered, endured, survived, and overcame that trauma, so you'll be free today to have a life beyond their wildest dreams. They never asked, wanted, or needed you to fight the battles for them. That was your mistake. It's your job to give all of that back to them freely and unconditionally. And Trauma Recovery Anonymous will allow you to do that. Thank you for listening to me today. Please take the option to share this with everybody you know. There are 1 billion adults in the world today who've been diagnosed with mental disorders when they should be treated for a spiritual illness. And there are 400 million children who've been told that their feelings and emotions are mental disorders, when in fact the problem isn't their feelings and emotions, they are their God-given instincts to be trusted at every time. Thank you very much.